Hello, namaskar, everyone. Adab, Sat Sri Akal. I'm Shonali, and I would like to welcome you all on Triveni Media's The Magic in You with Shonali. I hope you are all well and keeping safe. Triveni Media's core values are to inspire, empower, and to entertain. Triveni Media endeavors to invite those people to its platform who inspire and empower others around them and who have made significant contributions to their local community, to their profession, to their art form, to human lives, and to the wider world at large. People who shine bright, and today on the magic, to people who shine bright, they spread their light, bright light to everyone around them as well. So and today we bring such a person who spreads her magic all the time around her. And I would like to invite my special and endearing guest to share her light and share her magic with us. Our guest today is someone who fits into our core values perfectly. She inspires, she empowers, and she entertains. She is a person who has tirelessly worked to create an institution of Indian classical dance so that it benefits the community and she can bring the Indian art and culture to the people through her dance form, which is Kathak. She is my dance guru, Nilima Devi. We, her students, lovingly call her Didi. So, hello, Didi, namaskar. My heartiest welcome to The Magic in You.
Namaskar, Sonali. Thank you for inviting me to this interesting munch where you are sharing every other artist's journey of life as a professional person and as well as of course in their day-to-day life as well.
You're most welcome, Didi. It's such a pleasure and honor for us. I am today excited, but also very nervous because you are my guru and I have learned dance from you. But I hope and I'm sure our journey today will be really exciting.
Yes,
Um, Didi, shall we have a look at a video of you, a short
yes,
video of you first?
yes,
Okay,
definitely. Yes.
all right.
Nilima Devi's journey as a celebrated South Asian dance artist and her valuable contribution as one of the leading pioneers and visionary Kathak dancers, teachers, and choreographers in the UK is second to none. Nilima Devi received her Master of Music degree in Kathak dance from the College of Performing Arts, Baroda, MS University, and trained with India's living legendary Kathak guru and poet Pandit Sundarlal Gangani. She has performed in India, Germany, the UK, and Japan and has trained many students at various levels in India and the UK.
So that was a lovely introduction, Didi, of yourself. And this video was made by CICD.
Yes.
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a privilege to see you in your, Kathak costume.
Yes.
I've not seen you really perform on stage as yet, but when I look at these videos, it really gives me so much pleasure and so much respect for your profession.
Thank you.
So, Didi, today you're joining us from Leicester. That's where you live.
Yes.
Uh, could you please talk us through your amazing Kathak journey in the UK? How many years have you been here, and how many years have you taught children and students the dance form?
Okay. My Kathak journey in the UK began in September 1980 when I came back from Germany, because I was living in Germany for a year and a half there. So when
Yeah.
I came here in September 1980, I wanted to start teaching. So I looked for some places where I can go and teach dance, but I couldn't find any facilities. So I started my own institution from 1st January 1981 at the I created a dance studio at the back of my house. And I started from 1st January 1981 with 3 students. And then it grew and grew and grew. And then I taught hundreds of students. Yeah. That is how my journey began on 1st January 1981. I'm still carrying out the work. This year we are celebrating 40 years. And within this 40 years of span, a lot of work has been mm, created, has been developed, has been contributed not only by me but also other artists and all my senior dancers and all of them.
Wow, 40 years. That's like a huge time scale to express yourself through art. And then I'm sure so many of your students have now grown up, they've become teachers themselves, and it's been an incredible journey, really, Didi. And
Yeah.
I know, like you've done so much for the Leicester community, for the
Mhm.
Leicester Indian community, and you've done so many projects in so many different places.
Mhm.
Shall we have a look at CICD's projects and a little about CICD on one of the videos before we move on?
All right, that will be good. Yes.
Okay. So here comes a video of Nilima
Since
Devi.
working with Leicester City and County Councils, various arts and community organisations and theatre venues, CICD has successfully set up a huge variety of large showcase performances. There are plenty of productions as part of the community Seasons of India, Folk Dances of India, and Evening of Indian Dance. And then as part of the education, a lot of other various projects were created like American Dream, Aladdin, Stars and Stripes, Vyom. Explosion caused by the combined effect that is what on the planets of the universe. And they were performed at the Haymarket Theatre main house, at the Phoenix Theatre, various colleges. These involved hundreds of young dancers from schools and the community, working with professional dancers and musicians. Performing is very, very important because uh, it sort of builds up their confidence. It's also educating audience. This is another way because it's a two-way communication. So the artist is sort of communicating, or the young people are communicating through their dance. So, and that way also it creates more interest among other young people. Apart from training and performances, CICD has also undertaken various residencies. Young women who were already training at the institute, they were given a lot of training by inviting dance artists in the different dance forms, not only classical but also sort of creative style and also in the folk styles. We also would take them to schools and see how they can teach, what skills they can bring. And I think some of them were very enthusiastic. They all developed a lot of beautiful skills of how to teach dance. CICD sees its role today as a premier pioneering organisation and agency for South Asian dance in the region.
That's such a lovely
Uh,
thing to see your, the journey which you have done. And to see you teaching, it just it brings me back so many memories, Didi, of when I used to learn dance from you.
I know. I can understand. Yes, yes.
So,
Mm.
Didi, can you please educate us and our viewers who do not know the dance form of Kathak? How
Mm.
is Kathak different from other Indian classical dance forms, and what is Kathak all about?
Well, Kathak is a North Indian classical dance styles for a start, because in India, all these classical dance styles they come from different parts of India. So we have got four main classical dance styles, and then there are other three lesser known classical styles, and they are called Kathak from northern part of India, Bharatnatyam from south, then Odissi dance from Orissa, eastern part of India, then Manipuri from the eastern region of India, and then Kuchipudi from Andhra Pradesh. and Kathakali from Kerala, from South India again,
Yeah.
down the bottom, near Madras. So like this, these are the different classical dance forms. Some of them are classical dance drama, like Kathakali and Kuchipudi. But
Mm.
Kathak is a classical dance style from North India, and it developed as a form of storytelling to educate the morals of our Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, in temple to people, because all these epics were written in uh, Sanskrit language, and the common people wouldn't able to read those texts. So
Yeah.
these Kathakas, the storytellers, they used to tell stories of these epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, and that is how the Kathak is means to tell a story. Katha kahe so Kathak, you know. So
Oh,
that is
yes.
Kathak means to tell a story. Although all classical dance styles they tell a story. So, but Kathak means to tell a story, and of course, then Kathak also developed a lot of other technique as the time passed. You know. So Kathak,
Absolutely.
there are two main techniques. Nritya means pure dance, and Nritya means Abhinaya. And so when you do an Abhinaya, sometimes there is a pure Abhinaya, or sometimes you combine with the technique as well. And Nritya means uh, technical dance, where you can see the footwork, the fast footwork, the compositions, coordinating hands and body movements. And you must have seen now in this video, of course, it was very quick to pass through the video. So it must have been very difficult to immediately engage, but one can see the technique means there's a lot of footwork going on. This is the only classical style. There is a fast footwork, a lot of spin movements. It's very magical dance. People love it. It's very spontaneous art form. But
Yes,
Kathak has,
absolutely.
yeah, and Kathak has a history as well. And North India has got a very history where a lot of foreign rulers came. So
Mm.
Kathak, the art form has also got influenced by all these foreign rules as well, the
Mm.
foreign culture as well. And so Kathak has a huge influence of Muslim culture as well. When dance was went from temple to the court, when dancers
Yes.
had the problem of survival problem, they
Mhm.
got shelter in the court by big kings who really gave them uh, uh, beautiful big places to stay. They have to just create new work to entertain the courts and courtesans and all that. So that was a very lavish time for artists too. So Kathak emerged as a beautiful art form also during the time of the Mughal as well.
Yes, yes. And we can see its impressions in Kathak even now, isn't it? Um, so Didi, you talked of Abhinay.
Yeah.
Would you demonstrate what Abhinay is? It would be a pleasure to watch you do a little bit of Abhinay for us.
Yes, I will. I'll show you. I will talk more about Braj Bhasha, because
Excellent.
that can bring up my Guruji's work, because my Guruji used to be poet and he has written many poems in Braj Bhasha. Because
Wow.
Kathak is also later on, as I said, when it went to the court, it had also Sufism and other influence on Kathak as well. So a lot of
Yeah.
ghazal and new elements were introduced. But I think that a lot of people know about it because of the films and all that. So I'll talk
Yes.
about, I will show Abhinaya. Now, Abhi means towards, and Naya means to lead. So Abhinaya means you are leading the audience towards the expression. The artist is telling a story where you lead the audience towards that telling of the story. So I will sing, and I will little bit show you. It's about Krishna is a very very popular figure in Indian classical dance forms, and especially also in northern India, as Krishna's childhood stories are very very uh, known to people, that Krishna used to trouble a lot of village girls, and he wouldn't allow them to go and fetch water from the river. So when they would travel, he would go and stop their way and say that you are not going, I will not allow you to go. So like this, he used to break their earthen pot, and then the water would splash, and Krishna would laugh with his friends. So it was like childhood pranks of Krishna are very very popular. So here the Radha is going, or the Gopika is going to the river to fetch water, and Krishna is not allowing them. So I will just little bit show you, and then how these ladies, they go to Krishna's mom and they complain about Krishna, that what is your son is doing. So then Krishna's mom gets angry, and then how she scolds him, I will do that one as well. So I think that will be a lot of
Ah,
fun to watch. Yeah. So first one
thank
is,
you.
yeah. So roke maru ge गेलवा में कैसे भरूं पानी पानी रे रोके मारो गे गेलवा में कैसे भरूं पानी पानी रे रोके मारो गे.
Oh, wow, Didi. It's amazing. I mean, along with your dance movements, which are so graceful, you also have an amazing voice.
Yeah.
So it's a golden combination. And thank you so much. It's almost like I've been touched by grace.
Oh.
Thank you, Didi.
And now I will tell you the Kathak poetry. This is uh, poems of Kathak are also very, very popular, which tells a story. So as I said, that everybody has complained about Krishna, so mother is really annoyed, and she
Yes.
then holds Krishna's ear and says that, "Ori kanaiya, कहाँ कहत है ग्वालन सारी पल पल में तू कर जका जोरी पर जोरी मैं भर जोर तू धीट कन्हैया ना माने ना सुने हमारी है फरियाद तुम्हारी सारी मन में छाई उदासी तोरी कालो जो घर से तुम निकलो तक हाथ धराकर मार खिलाऊं बंद कराऊं तंग कराऊं उल्टे पांव लटकाऊंगी देखेगी सब ब्रिज की नारी करेगी सब हंसी तुम्हारी ना कर नाच का छोरी छोरी माखन की ना करना चोरी अच्छो मारो कान को प्यारो मीठो नंद बंसी को बजैयोला सुंदर के मन नंदला लेयत बलिहारीला झुकत झूम 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 दिगदा दिग दिग थो दिग 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 थे तत्त थे तत्त थे बलिहारी बलिहारी बलिहारी.
Oh, Didi, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to watch you.
Wow.
And your expressions, and it was almost like watching a movie. And I know
Oh.
you're portraying different characters there, but everything was so clear. Uh, thank you. It was amazing.
Yeah, so this Braj Bhasha is the very sweet language, medieval Hindi, you know.
Yes,
And
yes,
then, of course, the Urdu language was introduced to Kathak, and it a lot of more changes happened. So,
yes,
so as time
yes.
passes, it always is evolving. The art form evolves all the time, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Didi, when people have attained their dream and worldwide acclaim, I'm always intrigued to know about their childhood, about how the very first seed of their dream was planted. How were you as a child, Didi, and how did it all start?
Mm. Well, as a child, I was always very, of course, very playful, and as well as
Mhm.
I would all the time very active. So when the music would come, I'll start dancing. You know, I would start making expressions and all that. So since my childhood, I always liked dancing and singing. You know,
Yes,
so that was my childhood, and then I started my dance journey at the age of 7, learning because my father had a transferable job. We were not settled in one city for more than 1 year, so I learned little bit in different cities. And I was very young, so I
mm,
couldn't remember what I learned, but it was fun going. And then my real training began at the age of 13 when I
okay.
was introduced, when we settled in Baroda, where my father took me to the College of Performing Arts, where you can only enroll at the age of 13.
Okay.
I did my diploma there, and then my interest grew, and I was getting scholarships and awards and all sorts of things that increased my interest and passion for dance. And then I did my masters in dance.
Wow. So in India back then, it used to be the entry age used to be 13.
Well, that is at the College of Performing Arts. And if you go to
Okay.
private school, of course, you can start at the age of six, five,
Yeah.
6, 7. It depends, you know.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
because you have to do theory in writing, I think that is why they want the students
Yes.
a little bit mature enough who can write paper, you know.
Absolutely. Yes.
So not only practical, it was theory as well, along with diploma course. So yeah,
Didi, we have some videos from back then when you were when you were performing in your early days. So
yeah.
let's have a look at some videos of Didi
Wow.
uh, from the archives, literally.
Mhm. Yeah, this is one thing.
How do you feel, Didi, looking at
I
yourself?
feel I feel good, but this is the video is from Nitya Bharati in Pune, and that is my friend was dancing. She looks like me, so
Ah, okay.
so this is not from Baroda. This is from Pune.
From Pune. Ah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can
Of course,
recognize
Kathak
the
is the same. I do all these compositions as well, but of
yes.
course, ours are sort of in a different way presented, and so. But yes, it is. It was lovely to see that clip as well. Yeah.
Yes, I did recognize the compositions because we learned them.
Mhm.
So so that was really lovely. And Didi, you have done so many compositions, but they were all so different from each other. You've also incorporated a lot of different dance styles in your compositions and in your projects.
Yeah, yeah.
Where do you get all these inspiration from to create and compose your projects?
I think uh, you have to keep all the time very open eye to see what is happening around you. And I think after coming to the West, it has really opened up my vision. It inspired me looking at classical ballet, looking at flamenco dancing, like river dance by Michael Flatley, has really inspired me because the way they are dancing with their foot, the river dance. So
Yeah,
that is something very compared to Kathak as well. Even you do a lot of footwork as well. So that inspired me to create a Fleming feet. So I dance with the Irish dancer and musicians and with Kathak dance and music. So I created that project in 2000 in Millennium Year. And that was very very. That people really enjoyed it and people really liked it. We did a lot of performances here in London and around the north and Midlands as well. Uh,
yes,
and then also while as part of my education project, the story of the ugly duckling inspired me, and so I created a Kathak ballet by involving different ability levels. So for farmyard animals, I involve as part of the education, I involve a lot of school children and
yeah,
young children were training in dance so they could become the animals and it was not easy. They had to dance again in rhythm within that ballet style, Then
Yes.
some little advanced children, they become the ducklings, the hatching of the ducklings.
Mm.
The more senior students, they became the swan. So all this like different, the whole ballet was created, and I think that was very innovative as well. It changed the style of Kathak also, because the costumes were changed and everything looked very different and very creative and very inspiring. So like
Wow.
this, I created, as the time passed, as fundings were available, it gave me a lot of ideas. Interacting with other classical dance artists also inspired me that I should create the work in collaboration with other people as well, which is very important. If you want to grow, you have to work together.
Yes.
So I created new work all the time, although but all the time I was thinking very creatively, So it always, so I work on not only with dancers but with musicians, with the composers. I created the production called Triangle, where we show the journey of Kathak dance, and by taking the idea of the train journey, and Western percussionist uh, musicians was involved in that production. With my Guruji created a fantastic composition, and that train journey, while traveling through the train journey, we show the different repertoires.
Wow.
That one was very popular.
What an amazing concept.
Yeah. And then I think after reading Bhagavad Gita, I created a production called Rainbow. And for that, I wanted to, no, because always you dance solo. So for
Mm.
my work, I thought I should now start looking at the group dancing as well. So I went to India, to Kadam Institute, and worked with Kumudini Lakhia, who helped choreograph the dance production. So we created the work there, and then we performed here. So I took some of my good 4 or 5 dancers, senior dancers with me. So they were part of that production as well. So we
Wow.
showed the humanity and divinity. Humanity showed as a Arjuna. So humanity became all the dancers, and divinity was showed as a Krishna. And I
Yeah.
took the role of Krishna, but we
Mm.
didn't dress up as Krishna or Arjun. It was presented in a very contemporary presentation, like the costumes were although traditional but very simple costumes, and
Mm.
a lot of yoga movements were involved and lot of
Oh,
beautiful group choreography. The essence of Gita was presented within 1 hour. So that really,
wow.
people liked it when we perform at in university in Cambridge, where they had a conference on Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then they questioned that how come a lady character can become the Krishna? And I said that if Krishna is, if you're looking at the from the soul point of view, whether it is male or female, it can be anything. So you
Yes.
shouldn't see the form; you need to see the soul of Krishna.
Yes, absolutely. The essence of Krishna.
Essence of
Yeah.
Krishna. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So it must have been so enriching for the students to travel all the way to India with you, see where the dance form originated, to be in that land, and then to gather all the experiences and do the learning. Um, I just wish we had more of that, for students to go, be able to go there more often and do this kind of thing.
Yes, I think we would love to go, but now, of course, because of this COVID,
Yes.
everything has been held back, and let us see, who knows what will happen, because everything is going online. So maybe one has to start looking at online, creating new work.
Yes, everything is changing.
So you
And
will go
on.
more international or more global, I think, because like I work with dancer from Japan, and
Mm,
had collaborative work together. So we did the story of Japanese stories told in Kathak style.
yes.
And we had a Japanese ballet dancer performed with us. So it was a very
Oh,
interesting, yes, we performed
wow.
with her in Japan. So like
That
this, I think maybe we can do something online. We do not know. We'll have to come up with some innovative ideas. Yeah.
I'm sure you will, Didi. You have so much of energy.
Yes.
you have you have so much of energy. You have so much ideas and all creative ideas. And I'm sure something will come out. Something really lovely will come out of that.
Yes.
Didi, we have another video footage to show. So
I
let's
think
have a look at.
that is really CICD's video footage.
Yes, this one is. And this is about all the different dance forms which you just talked about. And
Okay.
let's have a look at that.
Together with all of this development work, Nilima Devi has continued to carve out her own artistic role as a performer and choreographer, and has created many solo performance productions. In this innovative piece, she is dancing to Beethoven's Piano Concerto No. 1. This Flaming Feet collaboration successfully fused Irish dance and music with Kathak dance and music. It received critical acclaim during its national tour.
I am crossing a river of time.
The Images performance employed the use of digital projected images, both live and pre-recorded, to great effect. She intends to develop more dance for film projects in the future. Other collaborations include Urja, a work combining Kathak and Bharatnatyam dance styles against a backdrop of African rhythm, jazz, and Indian classical vocal, and Nritya Sangam, which combines African dance and rhythm with Kathak.
That was nice.
Amazing, Didi. It's so interesting to watch all these different kinds of dance which you incorporated into Kathak.
Yes.
I think only a creative genius can do that. It's not easy to be flexible and incorporate other things into classical dance form, and you have done it, which is absolutely amazing. And this also shows your ability to expand yourself, your open-mindedness, and also respect for other dance forms. And I feel that is what makes a true artist. um, Absolutely amazing.
I think it is important because all dance forms, of course, tell a story as well, and every culture has their something to offer. And I think if we want to have that community cohesion and community harmony, it is very important that we speak at the same level and work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, so well said, Didi, to find beauty in diversity.
Yes.
So, Didi, what is your future vision? Where do you go from here?
Yeah. Future vision is that you can see that we are celebrating 40 years. We are looking at post 40 years now, what we want to do or what can be done, looking at pandemic and its effects on the art forms. But as well as CICDs, I'm also looking for dedicated soul who would like to carry out this work in future,
Mm.
to take the legacy work, the flag of the legacy work ahead. Although a lot of my students are working professionally, internationally in their own right and with their own company, they are doing very well, and I'm very proud about them. But then they have their own setup now. But we need somebody who can take up the work of CICD further ahead, a dedicated soul, and hope I find the right person who also has a uh, sort of married life as also very very stable, and whether he or she, their partner, understands that each other and respect what they are doing, because I think it is very important as a professional artist that your partner also understands you and respects you what you do. And
Absolutely.
so if you want to work dedicatedly and peacefully and with the focused mind, you need that stability as well. And I think I hope and I'm sure there must be some soul there who can come to me and say that I'm ready to do that, because this is really, you need a lot of mm, dedication and sacrifice, because there is no money in this art form. As an artist, you do not make a lot of money, or you can basically You have to hard work. You earn money, but you don't become rich. So I think so if you have just passion,
Yeah.
then that passionate person, dedicated person can do so.
Yes,
So I think
that passion is going to pull them forward.
exactly the passion has to be first, dedication has to be first, and then uh, vision has to be there
Yes.
to carry out their works. So then and then everything falls. I think then all this everything helps you because if you do hard work, if you're a hardworking person, if you're a passionate person, if you have a vision, I think the doors open for you.
Yes,
Well, let me
absolutely.
just, I find somebody who can take up that position, or maybe I may have to create a few more Nilimas who can. There are few people working together, rather than one Nilima.
I'm sure, Didi, you'll find somebody like that in due time. And my best wishes and our best wishes are with you.
Thank you.
Uh, as you talked about your students, and some of them have really, become have earned their own name in the rightful way. They well deserving. I would like to show some video footages again of your students who are doing your projects, um, if you allow us.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay.
Pleasure and feel proud. Yeah. The first clip was about these were my animators. So in 1985, when I became an animator uh, to um, do the outreach work for Indian dance within schools and community,
Mhm.
I got a lot of demands for teaching dance within schools and community, so I couldn't reach out. So
Yeah.
those seniors, so some young women who were training in Kathak and were passionate about dance, and some who came from India, I did a training course for them. It's called trainee dance animator course, and
Okay.
they learned and they were introduced to different dance forms, and different visiting artists came and worked with them and
Yes.
created dance on them. So this was a creative dance taught by one of the artists from India, you know.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And the second clip is we all know him. He is widely known in UK. He is your student Akash.
Yes, and the second clip was my star baby, who is now a global dancer, Akash Odedra. He's doing very well. I feel very proud about him.
Yeah.
And since my childhood, he always amazed me. So he, I think can you say his passion has brought him uh, to what he can do it now. So
Yes.
he's just doing amazing work, and I'm very proud about him.
Yes, and
Yes.
just like your ethos, he's also following. He's incorporating a lot of dance styles in his work,
Yes, yes, yes,
which is lovely to watch. So,
definitely.
Didi, as of now in this generation, what do you think are the challenges we face, or the art form faces?
I think one thing is that I think especially in Leicester means if you look at it, everything is changing because there's some communities has got a very hostile attitude towards the art form.
Yes.
Some um, because of the funding also we are a little bit pulled back.
So,
And then
Didi, if I can interrupt you, there's Smita saying I was lucky enough to be part of that performance group. So she was also
yes,
part of that, and she's
okay,
watching us. Thank you,
yes,
Smita, for your comment.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Didi, please go on what you were
Yeah,
saying.
I think funding also because there is no more funding for schools and community projects anymore. So I think this kind of outreach work one has to carry out oneself, and people are very reluctant to um, give values to pay money for dance classes nowadays. especially we're finding in Leicester there is a kind of challenge about that, so we'll have to with this situation we have to see what kind of projects can be carried out and how we can reach out to people and educate people. So it's a challenge all the time, and after this COVID has again created a lot of problem because there are a lot of unemployment, a lot of people are not able to work, and also there is a fear as well, so a lot of people are not coming out. So we'll have to
Yes.
see, although there are online classes running, there is not much fun like teaching within the studio where
Hmm.
you are
Yes.
teaching uh, in front of you everybody and you can see. Online has got a different challenge, and although you
True.
keep in touch, you are keeping in touch with your students and you are imparting something, but
Yes.
I think the way, especially for the classical art form, I say you have to have a studio training to be able to,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we are
Absolutely.
facing, well, the time, everything is changing. Nothing is, as we said, that nothing is permanent. Everything is evolving, changing. So since 1980s till now, I saw so many changes. Every 10 years, every 4, 5 years, everything is changing very sudden.
Yes.
In Leicester, means we are only an institution, we only provide classical dance training. Otherwise,
Hmm.
most institutions are doing Bollywood, classical, also bringing artists from India to teach Bollywood style. Like Shamak is a very famous institution where my student Akash, he loves this form of dance when he was
Yes.
in India. So I think his passion is also there. So that is also running. So there are a
Yes.
lot of other distractions as well. And I think for classical, it takes time to learn. It needs a lot of dedication, focus, and all sorts of things. So some people find it very they want a quick result.
Yes. It
So
requires a lot of patience.
yes, and then everybody wants to immediately perform on the stage and all that.
Mm.
So I think then they go that sort of dance forms rather than
Yeah.
classical. But I think it's a niche art form anyway. In India also
Yeah.
it is always like that. It's a niche art form, and you will have those kind of souls who really want to learn classical. So I think you have to
Absolutely.
live with that, yeah. And
Yes.
work around the situation and as per the funding criterias, as per your
Mm.
passion, as per your people around you who are supporting you, so many things. It's not one thing. So
Yes.
we always hope for the best, and I think I'm very positive. So let us see. But uh, uh, I wish that we just work in a very holistic way to keep the culture alive.
Yes, Didi. I think it is your positivity which has seeped into the community, which has been felt by the people, and which has been noticed by the Queen as well. And because you were awarded, would you
Thank
like to tell us something about the award which you received,
you.
the MBE award which you received?
Thank you.
So, so when did that happen, Didi? When were you
Oh,
awarded?
MBA award I received in 2013.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 2012, yeah, 2013. I was very surprised when I was informed because I think somebody has to nominate you to do the MBA award,
Yes.
and uh, I had to, of course, go to the palace to collect my medal. And unfortunately, Queen was not there because I think Prince Philip was not well. He was in the hospital. So Prince Charles was there, and Prince Charles was very warm-hearted person. He really talked to me at least for few minutes to say that, are you going to still carry on continuing your work? Because after this award, you might take sit back. I said, no, one has to carry on. He said, I love classical music and dance also. I
Oh,
sing. So I listen to classical music, Indian classical music,
oh, wow.
and I have also seen some classical dance forms. So I think he was very, very, very nice, very warm.
Oh, it was so well deserved, Didi. I mean, such so much difference you've made to everyone's lives around you with your dance form, and also not only to people but also to the Kathak profession, Kathak art
Mhm.
in itself. You have actually done so much of work. So,
Thank
Didi, when it comes to the future torch bearers of Kathak, what advice would you like to give to them?
Well, I think first of all, have passion. Don't expect a lot of money, and it is hard work. And if you are not married, then find a partner who understands you and allows you to carry out your passion and work. Otherwise, I think that is very, very important, because single-handedly it is not possible to do so. So I think you need
Or create a big team of
create a
like-minded
good
people.
team, and of course, understanding partner is very important, because you are going out of the
Yes,
house. So
absolutely.
that is important. But then create a team around you with whom you can work together. And
Sorry, there was a disruption. Sorry
yes,
about that.
yeah. So create a work with a team of people,
Mhm.
and because I think working together you can create more energy, and you can make that vision happen. So that is
Absolutely.
very, very important. So I think that is my message. And I think keep working hard and never stop learning. You are always a learner, because whatever we know is a drop in the ocean. So it is so
Yes.
important that we mm, keep on learning, keep on. I'm also doing a one project where I'm going to train myself to create new work. So
Oh, wow.
yes, so I know I'm not that young anymore, but it is very important that you keep on working and working and working, because uh,
Absolutely.
because the age is created in mind and not.
Oh, yes, yes. And I know how youthful you are. Very energetic, so energetic. I mean, you're so flexible. You taught us, you used to teach us yoga before before the sessions, and how flexible you are. We would really feel so really huge respect to you, Didi. So, Didi, do you have any future upcoming projects which are coming and you're working on?
Well, at the moment, we are working on Parampara. So we are creating an archive film on 40 years CICD at 40.
Ah,
So
yeah.
we'll be doing that, bringing the stories of our alumni and the production they performed in that, as well as bringing the stories of um, from memories of community, who
Mm,
have always watched Indian dance in Leicester.
yeah.
Everything is, of course, with respect to Leicester and Leicester work.
Yes.
So that we are creating an archival film. It's called Parampara, and we will be, of course, now preparing a work for Diwali will be coming, so we do not know there'll be virtual Diwali or stage Diwali.
Yeah.
So of course students will be performing, and a lot of people from lot of dance companies from Leicester also perform as part of that. And
Okay.
then we will be having a showcase performance next year, and then I'm planning. I'm going to start work in September. I think end of September I do start my work on my own journey. So that is a new work completely. I'm working with a dancer from
Wow.
India. She's a yeah. So she has also inspired me. Can you see? This is like although I inspire others, I some people inspire me as well.
Absolutely. That's where you draw your inspiration from, isn't it?
Yeah. So I would like to bring that level of discipline or something for Kathak, because I feel that what South Indian classical dance styles have achieved, I would like, because
Mm,
Kathak has got a lot of historical upheavals. So Kathak changed a lot.
yes.
So I think that spiritual aspect, I would like to look back into Kathak. Like, and not just
Wow.
entertaining, and not only footwork, and not only wow, spectacular footwork and spectacular spins and all that. No. So let me see. I'm trying to combine something with yoga and Kathak. And
Wow. We look forward to it, Didi. I'm
yes,
sure it will be a lovely project because it's been created from you, and I really look forward to that.
thank you.
So, Didi, thank you so much for taking us through this journey today. And before we end, we would like to have a look at all the comments which our viewers have written down for us. So,
Okay.
shall we have a look at the comments?
Yes, yes. Why not?
So Dinesh says, hello, Sonali and Nilima ji. He is a regular viewer, and he also says, very good initiatives. Thank you, Dinesh ji. And this is Shibani saying from Triveni Media. She's saying hello.
Hello. Yes, hello, Shivani.
Also, she's saying, welcome, Nilimadi. You're an amazing singer too. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree on that. She also says, how graceful Nilimadi is. And yeah.
Thank you.
Smita says, that was an amazing project. Thank you, Smita. And that was fun to watch. Yes, absolutely. Thoroughly entertained, and it really touched the soul. Shivani says, all that needs so much if hard work to collaborate a group dance and choreograph. Absolutely. It's not a matter of joke. It requires, like Didi says, it requires total dedication and a lot of time. Rajendra Joshi says, great information, Triveni. So thank you, Didi, for educating us on Kathak, because so many of us do not know why we do what we do. So thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I think little bit we can give them a taste.
Yes, absolutely. And Dinesh Gogna also says, beautiful insight, Sonali and Triveni. Thank you, Dinesh. Shaman Sridatta, she's my mum. And she says, very beautiful program. And I had actually learned my first dance from my mum. So my mum is my first guru.
Guru, yeah.
Dinesh says again, learning never stops. Absolutely. It just continues on and on and on, just like life does.
Exactly.
Asavari Power says, a very inspiring interview. Oh, thank you so much. And of course, Nilima Didi is so inspiring. I mean, it's absolutely beyond words. Suraya Din says, and still a beautiful dancer. Absolutely. I mean, like you said, Didi, age is in the mind, isn't it? And you still carry on your legacy. Absolutely. So beautifully.
Thank you.
Suraya also says, you're also a wonderful grandmother. Oh. I'm sure your grandchildren feel the same.
Yes.
You are like a mother figure to all of us, to all your students.
Yes.
She's an ageless beauty. Absolutely. Perfect. Didi, I must say how beautiful you're looking today.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you everyone for your lovely comments.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for watching, and it really makes the whole experience more special and even more to look forward to every time. So thank you, Didi, for being with us today and sharing your magic. I absolutely had an amazing and enriching time with you, and I'm sure our viewers did too.
Yeah.
Your contribution to the community and to Kathak is absolutely priceless. And my heartiest wishes, Didi, to you, and also good luck to you to keep shining your light and paving the way for us. And namaskar. And I believe, Didi, a guru will always be a guru. And as your student, I seek your blessings from you. Lots of love to you, Didi.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Blessings. Thank you.